Hey there, everybody. I hope that you are doing well. I've been away and now I'm back. I thought we would do some chippies today because it's rainy outside and it just might be one of those days. I know that my mom's getting like 3 days of rain. My sister's getting several days of rain. So I thought, it might just be a good time to gather up some of those chippy cardboard bits that everybody has. Of course, you can use index cards, you can use whatever that you have on hand to build these little chippy things that we are going to do today. I've been kind of sitting here this morning and just using what I have to make chippies, and you can see that they come together really quick. What's a chippy? It is a chippy 5, meaning small mixed media piece, and you can put whatever you want to on it. So let's get started. First thing that I want to do is cut some images out of this beautiful seed catalog, which is something that a lot of us have on hand if we like to garden or if we like to, we're considering this year a patio garden. Since last year we had groundhogs, squirrels, and birds that literally just kind of ripped up everything that we had in our garden, and we ended up with absolutely nothing after making, a really good investment in things like, those little potting clusters and just all kinds of things that we really did have an intention of being able, last year about this time, we were kind of in the throes of not knowing what the COVID, as my mama calls it, was going to throw at us. So Chris and I recognized real quick that we had a nice plot of land out back, and we had gardens before, and it was like, let's go ahead and just really plan a good garden. At that time, about a month from here, from this date in 2020, we were starting to be challenged to find things at the grocery store that, you would go in the market, and I know you guys remember this too, and everything would be gone. You would have just absolutely nothing there. So we thought it would be a great idea to have a nice vegetable garden. And we really worked really hard on it and got literally nothing out of it. We did get some tomatoes, but the groundhogs and the birds and the rabbits and everything else had a big feast out there. It was like a buffet. This year, I think that we are going to change our tact a little bit. Definitely not do that kind of outlay of funding for the garden, because now, of course, we have a lot of things that were left over from last year, and that's kind of nice to have. Last year we started from scratch, and now this year we don't have to start from scratch. I'm turning my light on up here because the seed catalog was rather shiny, and I thought it might be a little bit glary on your eyeballs. All right, so we've got our chippy cardboard bits. Like I said, you can use whatever you want. I do have my little word stash right here. It's comprised of Tim Holtz. I think this is called Chit Chat or Conversation or something. I can't remember what it's called, but we're all familiar with the wonderful Tim Holtz and all of his fabulous creations. So this is a collection of words that is part Tim Holtz and also part of, things that I have just stuck on here as I'm processing books and things like that. So let's just, the cool thing about chippies is it is a flow type exercise. It is flowing through things, not really thinking much about what you're doing. I think that that's kind of the trick to a successful chippy session, is to just don't think about it very much. Just kind of stick things on and have fun with it, and realize that you can you know, you can adjust your images. You can do like whatever you want. So what I'm going to do here, since I already kind of got this one going, is I think that I'm going to just put this right here. And then I'm going to trim this up and also trim this up. I am going to keep that wee little bit of zinnia right there because I might put that on something else. And there we go. All right, so we've got this one. That one needs trimmed up a little bit. And we got this one. So, you know, in just a few clicks, man, you got things going right here. For this one, I like the word big because these are big zinnias. I love zinnias. They are a colorful, very sturdy and stable flower, you know, in the garden. Kind of like that old-fashioned vibe to them. They just have such good energy. They're wonderful for cut flowers. We might put this right here. Yeah, that'll be good. Uh-oh. Just like that. Then that took up a little more space. I'll whack that off. Whack this off at the top. You know, just kind of evening things up. And then let's see. I like this. Courage, strong. Yeah. That's what we've had to be lately. We've had to develop a lot of courage and a lot of strength, and that goes for everybody out there. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Lots of courage, lots of strength. Lots of figuring out how to make your little hive thrive in these challenging times. Like this, in my dreams. Now, what you do, guys, is you can use these as embellishments. You can use them as happy mail. You can use them in your journals. You can flip them over and write on the back, and they can be like a journaling card. Now, these are pretty small, but you know what? If you're on a journaling journey, sometimes just writing something is better than not writing at all. You know, then you feel like you have like this cumulative effect of putting things together in small bits. And I don't think that we can ever discount the power of small. I know that, you know, it's you've heard that phrase like go big, go home or whatever. Well, you know what? There's a time and a place for go big or go home, but basically it's those small steps that make the biggest difference in the whole wide world. You know, you can't jump into a gym and do a 4-hour workout 4 times a day, 4 times a week or 5 times a week or whatever, and really actually like maintain your health. You know, that's kind of de-healthy to do things like that. But if you take like those small increments, small movements, do yoga, and you know, yoga is, I mean, sometimes yoga to me is just sitting on the mat. It's honestly just sitting on the mat and gathering my wits. And people say, well, you know, that's probably not really yoga. Well, you know, it is. It is really yoga. This one is going to say, life is wonderful. And I like that. Love, love, love the zinnias. They sure do. It's a very cheerful kind of flower. Okay, we've got some sunflowers here. always look at your substrate, right? So always look at the thing that you're building on. You can see that this is a Triscuit box, and it has a sort of woven sort of feel in the cardboard color of the box. So there's no need to create any borders or anything like that, because the box really did match what I was putting on it. And that's, you know, that it's just super fast, right? Beauty and grace. Another wonderful thing about chippies, y'all, is that you are not purchasing something that is made in, you're supporting the U.S., you know, you're supporting the U.S., USA manufacturers, right? You're supporting things that are made in your country, and you are doing it DIY. You're doing it your very own self, and you are making your own embellishments, so not having to purchase things that are, you're supporting local. Let's just leave it at that. This one says learning. What am I going to do about a flower here? I think with this one, I can kind of, I'm looking at this. I'm just going to use a half image. I'm very fond of half images. They leave something to the imagination. They kind of have that funky feel, and I like things like that. All right, so you can see here that we have a bit of, this is a shoe and boarded pieces on a porch. And that kind of goes with the sunflower theme. This is a piece of packaging. So I'm just going to do that like that. I'm going to cut this side off. I'm going to cut the top off right here and add a word. You know, I think I might even cut that off. Okay. Out of the house. That's a fun thought, isn't it? Get out of the house. We spent the day out of the house yesterday. We spent the day in the yard. We had the neighbor's huge pine tree came crashing down in our yard, and it was a huge mess. And of course, the neighbor did not say, hey, I'm sorry, can I come help you, or anything. There was no acknowledgement of their giant tree falling. So, welcome to 2021. Let's see. Listen to a record of the past. That's kind of cool. You know, you think about the past and you think about seeds and how people pass seeds down from generation to generation. That's an awesome thing, isn't it? I saved seeds from last year. So we had, I've also saved seeds all year long, as a matter of fact. This is just some painty paper. No big whoop. I have that little tiny zinnia thing up here. So I think I'll put that right there. You know, it looks kind of cool on the text. Let's see what we can see here. I feel like we need, let's see what we got back here. The little stars, small contributions. We promise the power of thinking, a wonderful place, glittering in the sun. That seems quite nice. glittering in the sun. I'm also seeing that I can't quite put that on the text imagery that I have right here, so I'm kind of looking for need like a white-ish piece of paper or something like this will be perfect. In the sun, I'm going to put glittering right here. Glittering in the sun. And a beautiful bunch of flowers really does that, doesn't it? Very uplifting, gives you a very happy feeling. Okay, let's see. Kind of running out of my flower images. So what we're going to do is just pick up some more paper that we've just got laying about. If you work with paper, you always got paper laying about, right? It's always around. Thank goodness. Paper is highly functional and it's fun to work with and it's always around. I appreciate you, y'all who reached out and was wondering where I was. I am not going to be talking about it, but I really appreciate your kindness and reaching out and saying, hey, where are you? This would look pretty cool. You know, you don't really have to have an image. You, like I said, you know, you can kind of leave things to the imagination. There's nothing quite like a chippy to just spice something up. And, you know, the color of it, the words. Words aren't like super necessary. You might not even want to use words on a chippy. You might just want to use like a strip of paper. Let's build a background here. Now we already have a strip right here, technically, because this is the same pattern that was on the Triscuit box that we used a while ago. And then I've got this. That looks really nice up there. Okay. Neato Frito. Let's cut that off. And I'm going to trim the top. Now, these are super small, like I said, but, you know, cheerful and happy. To find that she was perfectly alone. I love to be alone. I think it's one of the funnest things in the whole wide world to be at peace with yourself and to be okay being alone. I have always liked to be alone. All right, you can see that we kind of have a already made border right here just from the food packaging. So what I'm going to do is, I think I'll use this image of, you know, I grew these last year. I think they're called Aztec Marigolds. Again, something that I saved seed from. I'm very anxious to get those going this year. Again, a hardy plant that was an absolute stunner, y'all. Man, it was so pretty. Okay, we've got our border, so I don't want to mess with the border right here. I think that I might, though, just kind of put a skinny piece right here. Yeah, that looks kind of cool. That kind of finished off the image right there, right? And I've got a couple more of these pieces. Kind of tightened it up a little bit as far as the design goes. And I do have the word language right here. And I'm going to leave the language. Flowers are the language of love. Or poetry is the language of love. I'm thinking about Pride and Prejudice. We have a nice quote right here. So I think what I'm going to do here, I've already got some paint going on this. Put this here. Isn't that a pretty color? And then we'll put this here. The key to life is balance, especially if you are on a ledge. This is from a cat calendar that my friend gave me. It's cute. All right, let's see. Things like Kleenex boxes already have an image, so all you got to do right there is, you know, find you know, some words. Play on the beach, and there you go. Again, I've got the strip up here that I don't have to do anything at all to, and just add to this piece. You know, you don't have to cover the whole piece. And you have a little piece right there. Also, just a quick word about content and the people who create it. Thank you for doing what you do. I've watched content lately and just been very inspired by people who work so hard to bring joy to others, to work on ideas and present them here as a sharing experience. Thank you for what you do. I really appreciate each and every creator that I have watched lately. It's not easy to have a YouTube channel. It's, you know, you're often met with criticism or, you know, the infamous thumbs down thing. My mom taught me that if I did not have anything nice to say, that I should not say anything at all. And that's kind of how I feel about things like that. I'm going to break this up just a little bit with this strip here. Just like this. Remember that what you're doing here is just flowing. You're going from one piece to the next piece. And not thinking about it a whole lot, and you'll just be surprised at how that, you know, your inner creative starts to just kind of take over. And then it's like, by golly, how did that happen? What happened there? I didn't know that was going to happen. Your inner creative knows a whole lot more than you do. Your inner creative is in charge. You're just providing her, him, it with your fingers and tools and glue and things like that. But we all really know who's in charge. Let's see. Again, I just kind of feel like I need a little something here. And then we'll use a word, and then we'll just do a quick flip. I like that one. Challenge the world. Okay, let's see what we got here, y'all. We have, in any moment, you have the ability to challenge the world. Even if the world is not on your side or doesn't appear to be on your side, or everything seems to be going wrong, challenge that dynamic. Flip something, make something, make a negative just a memory. Positive thinking, play on the beach. Practice your language, and language means a lot of things. Language means right speech, right thinking, right words, right tone, right inflection, the right text, nothing detrimental, nothing sad, nothing harsh or cruel. Keep your words elevated. It's okie doke to be alone, to find she was perfectly alone. Learn to be alone with yourself. It is an absolute wonderful journey. Be glittering in the sun, just like beautiful flowers. Create a record of your past and then frickin' destroy that thing. Make your future bright. Get out of the house, even if it's just walking on your front porch, even if it's just walking, you know, on your grass, even if you have a lawn, if you have a field, if you have a grass strip, doesn't matter. Take your shoes off, stick those toes in the grass, ground yourself. Be full of beauty and grace. Learn something every day. Remember that life really is wonderful. If you live it from the heart, if you live it in your dreams, if you live it big, it always reminds you to be courageous, be strong, and that small contributions are really what makes the whole world go round and round. Thanks for hanging out with me, y'all. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.